Do you guys see my lovely Mother's Day flowers back there? They're just so gorgeous. I had to share with you guys. They are my favorite color in a nutshell. And they just make me so happy to have them in my living area for as long as they want to last. What did you guys do for Mother's Day? I hope you had a lovely weekend. I had a very nice time with my family. My parents were actually down for the weekend and we went to the coast on Saturday and I froze because our weather apps are liars. And it said it was supposed to be lovely and very little wind and clear and sunny. And we thought, oh, that would be really fun. And it was very foggy and my eyes were watering the whole time because the wind was just coming at us from the ocean. So I was very cold, but my children had a lovely time. The little guy was so cute. He doesn't really have any memories of going to the coast because he'd been a baby every other time we've gone. And he just thought it was the best thing ever. Just endless dirt and water. So we got some really cute pictures of him and the girls had a blast flying kites. I asked my husband later once we were on the way home, I said, okay, was that 10 miles an hour? Because that's what the apps had said. And he said, oh no, that I think was less than 10 miles an hour. I said, okay, just for future reference now, I know. I'll just ask you, is it windy enough to fly a kite at the coast? And if the answer is yes, that means I would like to do something warmer because I'm a fair weather coast person, I have found out. But it was very sweet that Ross took us all to the coast and thought that it would be a lovely day, but it was not nearly as lovely as we thought it would be until an hour before we left. And then it was gorgeous and warm and sunny. It just wasn't that way all day, but it's okay. And Sunday, I asked if I could have some uninterrupted work time. So I got to go to a coffee shop and work all morning and then to my daughter's cello recital and she did so great. And then we went out to eat at my favorite plant-based restaurant in our area. It just has absolutely delicious food and I got a vegan banh mi sandwich. So that's what I did for Mother's Day. I'd love to hear in the comments down below what you all did. I love hearing how different people celebrate the holidays. So we'll go ahead and get into the video now. I actually got a comment on one of my other recent videos that I talk too much at the beginning of videos and I need to get to the point a little faster. So I decided to fix that by telling you guys my whole Mother's Day story in this video. Hope I didn't bother anyone by that. So we'll go ahead and get into the video now, but be sure to stick around to the end of the video because I have a special announcement that I am super stoked about. Or if you're just dying of curiosity, you can always use those handy dandy chapters that I add and just skip to that announcement if you so choose. In this video, we are talking about the pros and cons of streamlining your home quickly. Like I've mentioned in a few recent videos, there are basically two ways you can streamline your home: the slow and steady approach or the express train method. And yes, there are different types of decluttering that you can do within each of those methods, but basically that's the initial decision that you have to make. So to help you make this decision, let's look at the pros and cons of the express method. Now this method right off the bat probably resonates with people who are marathon runners, who are goal-oriented, who just like to get things done, right? But it can also be really helpful for people who aren't necessarily type A personalities because you don't get those 7 extra hours in your week until you complete the streamlining process. So if you are someone who just wants to be able to relax more and enjoy those extra hours, maybe not somebody who wants to start a side hustle with them, you still want to be able to get there as quickly as possible so you can recharge your batteries when you feel drained by doing all the things that you need to do. So let's look at why you may want to choose this method for streamlining your home and why you may not. First, let's look at the pros. The first pro of quickly streamlining your home is you get to the finish line fast. So this is probably the biggest reason that I think all personality types should at least look at this method and see if it would be good for them, because everyone could benefit from those extra hours in their week. What you do with the hours may vary quite a bit depending on your personality type. The type A's may be starting side hustles and, running marathons, things like that. But the type Bs may just be able to take a bubble bath or read some more books or just have some downtime where they kick their feet up and don't do anything. So if that is something that you crave and that you need, either of those, whether you need to have an outlet, starting a side hustle, or maybe you have a hobby that you want to start, or maybe you want to run marathons, or if you want to be able to relax more and just put your feet up without having that guilt hanging over your head, thinking, I really should be doing this or that, then this could be a good method for you. Because if you are able to go all in for a short amount of time, you will be able to reach your goal quickly, and then you can do whatever you want with those extra 7 hours a week. The second pro of using the Express method to streamline your home is you figure out and work with a specific timeline. So if you choose this method, before you get started, you are going to sit down and look at each of the pillars, and you are going to set a timeline and a deadline that you would like to have each one done in. And this will help you work toward your goal more quickly and also keep you on track, keep you from getting distracted, which in turn helps you get to your goal more quickly. The third pro of using this method to streamline your home is you only work on one pillar at a time. Now, you may be wondering, how is this a pro? Well, if you're anything like me, you get pulled in a million different directions at any given moment. We moms have so many people that need our attention, so many things that need our attention, and to be honest, it can be a little overwhelming. So the reason that this is helpful is instead of trying to work on all of the things to streamline your home, you are going to focus it down and just work on one specific thing at a time. And that will allow you to get each thing done more quickly. It will allow you to stay focused, and it will calm some of that overwhelm that you are feeling about your home. Whenever you start to think to yourself, oh, I should be working on this or I should be working on that, you can think, no, I actually shouldn't be. I need to be working on this one thing. And as long as I am making steps forward on this one thing, I'm doing what I need to be doing. The fourth pro of streamlining your home quickly is you work on the pillars in a specific order. This is a pro because you don't have to sit there and think, do I work on my meal plan first, or should I declutter first, or do I need to set up my routines, or does the budgeting come first? You don't have to worry about any of that because I already figured it out for you. I have figured out the most efficient way to streamline your home and the order that makes the most sense for the pillars. The reason you want to use this order is they build on each other. And if you do the pillars in this order, each pillar becomes easier. So here's the order, write this down, and then you won't have to guess anymore what you should be working on. The first pillar that you want to put into place is decluttering your home. Don't start with setting up your routines, because if you're creating all of these different cleaning routines and daily routines without having this first pillar set up, you are going to spend so much extra time cleaning. It's not actually cleaning, but you'll feel like you're cleaning all the time because you're constantly picking up and putting things away. So get the decluttering done first. Then the second pillar is setting up your routines. Then the third pillar is the meal plan. And you want to do this third because the meal plan builds on your daily and weekly routines. Then the fourth pillar is the budget. So if you follow that order and if you do one at a time, don't jump around, don't work on the decluttering one week and then the meal plan and then the routines and then the decluttering and then the routines and then the meal plan. Don't do that. All we need to do is one pillar at a time, starting with the decluttering, then the routines, then the meal plan, then the budget. And if you do that, completely finishing each one before you move on, your home will be streamlined. Now, if you have watched my videos on how to do slow and steady streamlining, this is a different method. In that method, you jump around between the pillars a little bit more because you are only committing 15 minutes a day. So you need to work that way on the tasks, the specific tasks that will give you the biggest bang for your buck so that you can get the most time back right away, because it's a much longer game. It's going to take you a really long time to complete it when you use the slow and steady method. For this way, you do one pillar at a time in order. All right, I told you guys we would go over the cons for streamlining your home quickly as well, but the good news is there's only one. The con of the Express Train method of streamlining your home is that you have to dedicate a lot of time up front. And the amount of time that you have to dedicate is inversely proportional to where you are with streamlining. So when you are starting out with that decluttering pillar, you have to dedicate the most time. So it's kind of like a reverse triangle here. When you're starting, you're dedicating the most time. Once you get the decluttering done, then you will be setting up your routines, and the amount of time that you'll be spending on that is much less. Once you get your routines set up, setting up that meal plan, much less time. And by the time you get to the budget, you are having to dedicate hardly any time at all. But it's that time up front that you have to dedicate in order to do this method that can be a challenge, and it can be a deterrent for people. They may decide, there's no way that I can do that, and this method isn't for me. But before you completely write it off, I would encourage you to take a second look, because there's always time in our schedules for the things that we find important. And to me, streamlining my home has been the biggest blessing I could have given myself. And I get to continue to reap that blessing week after week, month after month, and year after year. All right, now is the time for the big announcement. I am so excited to announce that my new membership program, Total Home Transformation, is now open for enrollment. If you would like to take the express train to a streamlined home, this membership is for you, because I walk you through every single step to streamlining your home. And it's also in a boot camp style where everyone is going through the same steps together. And there are weekly accountability coaching calls with me to make sure that everyone is keeping up and staying on track. So you don't want to miss this intensive streamlining program, because it will absolutely change your life. But be sure to register soon if you would like to be a founding member. Registration will close on Sunday, May 19th at midnight, and I'm not positive when I will be opening it again. I want to make sure everyone in this first cohort is making good progress and is through at least the first pillar, possibly the second pillar, before I open up registration again. And whenever it is open again, the price will also be going up. So if you are ready to completely transform your home this summer and get this program for the best deal you'll ever get it for, be sure to check out the link in the description below. All right, guys, that's all I had for this video. As always, I'm Kassy with MakingTimeForGiggles.com, and I make videos all about how to streamline your home so you can get an extra 7 hours in your week. If that sounds like something you would enjoy, subscribe down below, ring the bell next to it, and I will see you on the next video.